Have any opponents been put to you for the 9th of November fight?
Say it again?
Any opponents been put to you yet?
Actually, it was one opponent who I was trying to fight. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nakatani. Yeah. He was an opponent that I picked, but he turned it down. So we on to the next.
He's a local guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Teofimo had some problems with him. I want to show him, how it's done.
What's your thoughts on Teofimo Lopez?
I think he's a good young fighter. He's doing good. He got a world title fight, and I believe that he's going to win. So he's going to become a world champion, and that's good for him.
That's a fight you want in the future?
Of course, if he gets past Richard Comey, and we'll see what happens.
What was your first reaction when Eddie asked you about appearing on the KSI Logan Paul bill, and did you know who those guys were?
Yeah, I knew who they were from the last fight that they did. I didn't get a chance to watch the last fight, but I knew who they were, and I knew like the numbers that they generated and how much buzz that they got on the last fight. So I was with it, right when he brought it to me.
You said you saw flaws in Lomachenko's performance against Campbell. Can you highlight those flaws for us?
When we fight, I'll show you all the flaws.
When are you going to fight in London?
2020, I'm going to be back in London. I'm going to fight here, hopefully against Luke Campbell. If it's not Luke Campbell, then it's going to be someone else. But more than likely, 2020, I'll be back to fight Luke Campbell.
Just tell us a little about you not being able to go to the Olympics because of your age at the time and being a precocious talent.
Yeah, right, like maybe 2 years before the Olympics, they changed the age to age 19. I would have been 17 around the Olympics. Like the previous Olympics, I would have been able to participate. They didn't change the age on it when they took the headgear off. But it's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm happy with the way that my career has went so far. So I'm okay with not going to the Olympics.
If you could map out your 2023 fights, who you fighting?
2023 fights. Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko. I think those are like 3 fights who the fans would love to see.
When you were growing up, who were your main inspirations, both inside boxing and outside?
I watched a lot of Floyd because Floyd was somebody that was who was there, somebody I can touch, somebody I can learn from, somebody who was literally right there. So he's had a big influence in my career.
And outside of boxing?
Outside of boxing, but that's a boxer, outside of boxing.
Just anyone outside of boxing that inspired you as a kid.
My dad, he taught me so much. He taught me so much about the business of boxing, in and out of the ring. And without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
People always allude to the fact that you're only 20 years old, but because you started so early, are you more experienced than people give you credit for?
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I feel like people, they label me as a prospect because of my age, but they don't see, they're not labeling me as a contender because they're not looking at where I'm at. I'm #1 contender. I'm mandatory for Lomachenko. They're not looking at that. They're only looking at me as a prospect because of my age.
Next year, Dad said Floyd couldn't touch you last time you sparred. You didn't say anything, you just smiled. But what do you say about that sparring?
Same thing I said last time, nothing.
What led to you first getting in the ring? What was that story?
Pretty much, I sparred on my first day at the age of 7. I went to the gym. My dad took me to the gym because I was fighting a lot in school. I was having a lot of problems. I was on the outside, and my dad said, "You know what? You like to fight a lot. I'm gonna take you to the gym, and you're gonna fight somebody that really knows how to fight. And every time that you keep fighting at school, I'm gonna keep bringing you back to the gym, keep bringing you back." And on my first day, I went to the gym, and they put me in there to spar. And I went in there and I sparred he was a kickboxer, but he was working on his stand-up. And when I hit him, I knocked him out of his shoes. It's an interesting story. Literally, I knocked him out of his shoes. He had on some Velcro type shoes, and he went out.
Are we going to see another collaboration between yourself and that?
For my next fight, I'm not sure yet. I got a lot of brands that want to collab. So who knows? You may see me in some Off-White, all different type of collabs. Who knows? Yeah.
Devin, I heard you on the Toe to Toe podcast yesterday, and you had a bit of a friendly debate with Andy on there about the ratings. Where would you rate yourself lightweight right now at the moment?
As of what?
Yeah, as in like the top 10 rankings. Because I know you weren't happy where they put you on the Sky Sports ranking, but where would you rate yourself?
Yeah, well, I'll put Lomachenko number 1. I'll put Richard Comey number 2, and I put myself number 3. And I put those guys ahead of me just because they have the belts.
Devin, in the past it's been said many times that the Americans see the British fighters as perhaps an easy touch. Do you think that sort of scene's changing now?
Nah, I don't believe that. I think it's great fighters all over the world. You know, it just really depends on the fighters. But it's some great boxers that come out of the UK. Right now, I like Josh Kelly and I like Josh Taylor. Those are my 2 favorites right now.
Do you think Taylor beats Prograis then?
I think that's a tough fight. I think that's a really tough fight. Prograis is strong. He has a lot of confidence. He's going in there to win. Josh Taylor's a good boxer and he's a southpaw. So I don't know. May the best man win.
Do you think it's going to win between Theo Lopez and Richard Comey?
I think Teofimo should beat him. I think he'll go in there. He'll be a lot smarter. He'll box. And he'll go in there and not take many chances. Not go in there and try to go toe to toe with him. I think he'll go in there and fight a smart fight.
What do you make of the reception you've had in London, especially today? A lot of fans have turned out.
Man, it's crazy that my following here. You guys all supported me. This is like a dream come true, and I'm so thankful for all of you guys coming out. This is a dream come true, and I'm gonna come here a lot more often.
Devin, how do you
Because
see
you guys?
Spence Porter going this weekend?
I think that fight's gonna be a tough fight in the first beginning rounds. I think because Porter, he has an awkward style. He'll go in there and try to make it ugly. But I think Spence will make the adjustment and eventually just break him down and just beat him.
With AJ Ruiz, what went wrong in the first fight?
I don't really know what went wrong because I'm not really that close to him to know the ins and outs of his training camps or whatever. But I think that he just went in there. He just wasn't focused. He took Ruiz for granted. Thinking that he just was another stepping stone. I don't think that he really thought that, thought about how dangerous he was. I think in the next fight he'll go in there. He'll be, much more prepared, much more focused, and he should get the win. I think by knockout.
He gets the win by knockout.
Yeah, hopefully. I like AJ a lot. I've been knowing AJ since he had his 10 amateur fights when he came to Vegas when they did a UK versus Vegas, and that's when I first met AJ. So I knew him when he was first starting out.
Devin, can you give us an insight into your training? So like a typical week in camp for you, what does it look like?
Well, it just depends because half of my camps I do in the Bay Area at Snack, and half of my camps I do in Vegas. But a regular day, consists of 2 to 3 workouts, every day.
Devin, talk to me a little bit about yourself outside the ring. What's made you into the man that you are?
The boxing matured me so much. I'm so thankful for boxing because, like I said, what got me into boxing was because I was getting in trouble. I was fighting a lot in school and all that. But when I got into boxing, really showed me a different way. It kept me out of trouble. And without boxing, who knows where I'll be.
Devin, forget Britain and forget America. If you could choose a country to fight in that you sort of got in the back of your head that you'd like to fight in before you were to retire, is there anywhere?
I was talking to my dad. We want to go to Japan or somewhere like that. That would be crazy.
Haney going to be fighting at 40 years old.
Hopefully not.
That's 20 years from now.
I know. It's scary.
Devin, have you got sort of your fingers in any other pies? Is it just boxing for you at the moment, or is there other stuff behind the scenes, perhaps business-wise, that you've got going on for when you do eventually retire?
Of course, I'm setting myself up for after boxing. That's what I've been talking with Eddie a lot about. Just setting myself up for when I'm done, because obviously I can't box forever.
You're getting a lot of comparisons at the moment to Floyd Mayweather, but if you had to liken your style to one boxer,
I like Roy Jones. I like Roy Jones a lot. I like Floyd. It's great to be compared to Floyd. Floyd retired undefeated. He's the face of boxing, so of course, that's great. But I like Roy Jones a lot.
Eddie, you were looking for that big American superstar. Do you feel like you've got it in Devin Haney?
Yeah, we've got it. There's still work to do. But what we have is the basis of the next American superstar in boxing. And sometimes you need to make sure that fighter's got the work ethic and the drive to get there. And that's why I'm so comfortable with Devin and Bill, because there's no one going to stop him. The only person who can stop him is himself, and he won't allow that to happen. He's 20 years old, living in Vegas. Like, what would we be doing if we were 20 years old living in Vegas, you know? Not doing what Devin Haney's doing, which is getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning and running 10, 15 miles. So his discipline's unbelievable. And sometimes you've got to check that he's 23-0, 20 years of age, WBC Interim World Champion, about to become WBC Lightweight World Champion. But I believe the first of 5 weight class World Championships. I believe he's that good. And he's got that kind of drive where he's a kind of individual where when he wins a world title, he won't be satisfied. He's always got to push himself, whether that's unifying the championships, whether that's moving up a weight class, you know. And when we talk about our business in America, from a selfish point of view, you need the top talent. You need the future. And I believe that the biggest, you know, and the best future of American boxing is with Devin Haney. And actually, global boxing. I mean, look at his turnout here today. It's incredible. You know, he's from Vegas. He's come to London. He's only just starting his career, and this is a bigger turnout than I've seen from a lot of British world champions. So you guys are behind it. The hype is real, and there is a lot of hype, and he's got to justify the hype. But we're going to enjoy watching him do that.
Devin, what's the other side of that coin? What made you sign with Matchroom USA? I mean, I'm sure you had a lot of competition from your team.
Yeah, I basically had a contract from every top promoter, but when I saw Eddie saw my vision. You know, he was willing to, you know, co-promote with me and work with me, and he it was some other terms that he was willing to work with, and what better man to work with? You know, he's so far, you know, he's been everything that he said he would be, and everything is going great.
Eddie, can I put you on the spot and say, out of all of the young fighters you've got in America and Britain, is he your most prized possession?
Yeah, I mean, certainly in America, you know, I think that we've got some amazing talent, but our talent in America is really the established world champions and the young kids coming out. I mean, a lot of guys that Devin knows, you know, Nikita Ababi, you know, Amo Williams, Reshat Mati, you know, Ofer Jones, you know, these kind of guys, Raymond Floyd. But Devin's already there. You know, he's effectively an interim world champion. So he's kind of like already established as a star, but we've still got a long way to go. But you know, I think when you talk about, you know, show me other potential superstars in the sport of boxing in America. You know, Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, who's, you know, probably one step ahead in terms of commercial draws. Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz. You know, these guys, and every promotional outfit has got the guy, and Devin is our guy in that position, ready to take over.
Devin, will you only be satisfied moving division once you've got the undisputed belt?
Say it again?
Once you become undisputed, will that be the only time that you change division, or would you be happy to win one division?
My body's still growing, I'm still maturing, and I've been saying that 135 is not easy for me to make. So I don't know how much longer I could be there. You know, once I bump up to world champion, hopefully I can unify, or, you know, see what happens, and then move up to 140. But I will not move up to 140 without becoming world champion. You know, I'm taking every weight class at its time, and I want to become, you know, multi-division, multi-weight world champion.
Devin, I know you sparred with Ricky Burns yesterday, but who's the best British fighter you sparred with, and is there many?
I don't know. I haven't really sparred with many. Yeah, I can't think of many that I sparred with. There's just one dude going around named Joseph, some shit, Joseph Laws or some shit like that. He's talking about
He was fighting on a Newcastle show. You leave him alone, he sold 1,000 tickets.
I just gotta clear this up. He's going around saying that he beat me up in sparring or something. I don't know what he's saying. He posted like a little snippet of a 3-second clip that I don't know, but he's going around saying that he got the best of me in sparring, which is a lie. So whenever y'all see him, tell him that he's a liar.
Devin, Spence or Crawford, and do you hope those guys are still around when you make it to 147?
It doesn't really matter to me. Those guys don't make or break me. Lomachenko doesn't make or break me. There's a lot of guys coming up right now, like Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Virgil Ortiz, who are the next generation of fighters, and I feel like those are going to be the big fights for me. I think those guys like Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, I think they're the generation before me, and by the time I get up there, those guys will be at the end of their career or gone.
Who wins out of those two guys?
50-50 fight. I don't know. On any given night, those guys can beat each other. And they're both my friends, so I can't tell.
Is there any rivalry between you and Ryan Garcia? We know in the amateurs you're 3-3 at the moment. Is there any sort of rivalry?
Yeah,
or are you
it's
guys
a rivalry.
friends?
I don't like him.
You don't like him?
No, I'm just kidding.
That
No,
would have been a great headline.
I like Ryan. I like what he's doing. Like I said, hopefully we can make that fight in 2020, 2021. You know, coming out of the amateurs, we tied it. So in the pros, we gotta, you know, we gotta break that.
Any thoughts on that fight?
It's a mega fight. Mega fight. Bill and Devin want that fight now. You know, and I'd be willing to make that fight, first fight off the bat in 2020. But I don't know whether Ryan, not that Ryan's afraid, but sometimes promoters like to build, you said that, they like to build an asset that they've got, but I believe the asset that we've got beats him. So I'm willing, if I didn't, I wouldn't want to make that fight now. I'll be saying, no, yeah, we can build that fight, but really, I'm that confident, let's do it first fight in 2020. DAZN loved that fight. Loved. I mean, we was with them this morning. You know, loved that fight, and it's a mega fight for boxing. But I will be honest, it does get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I think 2020 is the perfect time, and it would be for a world title, I believe.
Eddie, from a commercial perspective, what makes Ryan Garcia so big?
I think he's a good-looking guy. I think he speaks well. I think he's an athlete. You know,
Does the Mexican think of?
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, the Hispanic audience, even though he don't speak Spanish, you know, he's. I like Ryan Garcia a lot. I mean, he's an exciting fighter. He's got a good style. He does have leaks, but a lot of young fighters do. He's got a big following socially. You know, and despite the tiff with Golden Boy, I think they've done a good job pushing him as well. He sells very well, and he's a big star. Ryan Garcia's a big star.